Matt and I had some extra potatoes left over from our potato planting, so we're going to plant Granny a short row here in her little garden, and then we'll share the rest of them with Corey. I called Granny this morning and asked her if she'd like that. She said, "Oh yes, I would. That'd be really nice. I appreciate it." So we're going to do that. It won't take no time to plant that little row. I use your knife. There's a bucket or something.
You could actually just cut them.
Huh?
And just cut them and drop them in no longer than that is. I would going to take. You like it?
Yeah. Thanks for the knife.
Huh?
Thanks for the knife. Before I lose it, you gotta put it up. The onions we planted for Granny are all coming up there, as are the little radishes we planted. And her lettuce is coming up really good too, so hopefully she'll get to have that massive lettuce and onions that she was talking about. I see an especially pretty daffodil off the bank here. Granny can't even see it, so I'm going to pick those and take them into her so she can see them. Aren't they lovely? And they have an amazing scent. I wish you could smell it. Well, that didn't take no time at all. Got these lovely flowers. I'm going to take them into Granny and tell her her potatoes are planted. I'm moved the peppers out to the greenhouse this morning because they're getting so large that they're outgrowing the little shelf we had them on indoors. And it's warmed up enough that I think they'll be okay out here, especially since they're already so large. Still no sign of tomatoes, but I know they'll germinate when they're ready. I tried to grow strawberries in this bed last year and I was not successful. I bought some more strawberries this spring and I'm going to replant it. These are the sparkler variety. I don't think I've ever grew those before. I still have the strawberries growing in some of my grow bags over there, but I'm going to try these and see if they do any better. The biggest reason last year was the drought and that I didn't take as good a care of them as I should have. So I'm going to try to do better this year. It's got warm today, so I'm asking Matt if he would try to turn the fan on in the greenhouse. In the beginning of the year we never turn it on, but I think it's ready for it to be turned on today. Helps take the moisture out, the condensation, and then also helps your plants because they get some of that natural movement that they would out in the great outdoors when you put them out here once they're not protected anymore from the greenhouse.
Mom, what are you planting?
I'm planting strawberries.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah?
Alright, gotta go quick. BRB.
Okay. Well, sounds like you got it running. That's good. That chore's done, and hopefully they will take root and really grow and take over this bed. The next thing on my list today that I wanted to get done was I bought some new blackberry canes. Back up there, you can see our blackberry bed up there. We created that bed, Matt built it during COVID, during the worst part of the COVID pandemic. And our thought was that we would do it all over the banks, all over this bank after we got that first bed built, and it was so nice. And we sort of did. We didn't do any more like that because it's such hard work to get the logs. Matt just got those trees out of the woods, and then you got to get them down here. Then you got to, put them in place. And as you can see, they don't last very well. They're beginning to rot and fall down. But we did end up putting more, of course, with those the metal beds, and that's worked out great. Anyway, we've had blackberries there, and they've done fantastic. And all of those, they're the thornless variety, and they are the Natchez, I think is how you say it, Natchez, that's what they are. And I can't remember why I bought those, probably just liked how they sounded, the sound of the description or whatever. And they have great old big berries, and they're just tasty, and we love them, and they've just been fantastic. But earlier this spring, when me and Matt were up there cleaning that bed out, and Matt's went to get me a layer of compost. We're going to put some compost on it. I was cutting back all the old dead canes from last year. Of course, getting all the weeds out and everything like that. I realized some of the plants had died. Some of them had died. So I ordered 4 new plants to put up there. Just kind of put them in between the ones that are growing. I got more of that same kind, just 2. And then I just got 2 of the Prime Arc Freedom, and we'll see how those do. And I got them from M.I. Gardener. If you've never looked at M.I. Gardener's website, it's great. They've got all kinds of stuff, and they've got really competitive prices. And I've been using their seeds and things for several years now, and I'm always pleased with the quality and the germination and all that kind of stuff. So Matt just got here with my compost. We'll get it up there, and then I'll see if I can get those planted. See, a lot of the weeds that we chopped out have come back.
We're just gonna roll through it and hope for the best.
Matt went and got me enough mulch or enough compost, really. This is mulch from last year, at the beginning of the summer last year, that we never did put out, so it's really composted. You see, I've got some help so that I could finish out the bed, but I'm going to go ahead and start planting. I'll make sure I leave my marker so I'll know which one this one is. See, that's one of the ones that had died out. There's some weeds. This bed certainly looks better, even though it's falling apart down here. But it's nice to have that layer of compost, and you can see the new growth on the established blackberries there. And then I'm so happy to have filled in where some of them had died. I've got little spring flowers blooming everywhere. Here's some little hyacinths, grape hyacinths. I didn't plant them here on purpose, but I probably accidentally threw them right here when I was cleaning out a bed, but they're pretty. Just behind them is some vinca, graveyard flower, graveyard vine, you'll hear it called. It's this little green, evergreen vine, and then it has those pretty little periwinkle, I think is the real name for it, pretty little blooms on it. I have it growing in lots of places. My aunt, many years ago, 20 years ago, probably tried to tell me I shouldn't take it home and plant it because it would spread, but of course I did, and now I have it everywhere. It is pretty though, and it stays low like that. And it's not as invasive as, say, English ivy or kudzu or something like that, but it does spread. It's got pretty little blooms though. Mostly what I have blooming everywhere right now is just my little wild violets. You can see them out through there. Really pretty, especially growing next to the hostas that are beginning to come up. They are, a lot of people think of them as a pest because they are kind of invasive, but I love their little cheery faces. You can see down in there their leaves, heart-shaped leaves, and their leaves and their stems and their blooms are all edible. I have a video I can share, I'll put in the description below, about how to make jelly from the violet blooms. Really pretty, tasty jelly. Has like a floral note to it, real pretty. I think these are pretty. Then I have some that are white that have little violet markings on them, little veins. They're really beautiful too. And then there's like a lighter lavender that blooms that's really pretty. I got a strange bow tied there. When I bend over, my strings were getting in all the dirt when I was planting the strawberries or the potatoes, or especially the blackberries there. So I tied me a nice bow there. So it's really great spring of the year to be out in the gardens. It's just my happy place. I love it. I love doing these little chores like this a little bit at a time before the true planting gets here. Of course, it's not true warm weather yet. We'll have lots of more frosty mornings between now and true warm weather. Typically, our last frost is about the first or second week in May. We can have a heavy frost after that, but typically that's when about the second week in May, we feel safe to plant with abandon, plant everything, including the tomatoes and the corn and everything else. But this time of the year, it's very therapeutic to be out for me doing these little things. I love being able to add another layer of compost, kind of enrich the soil. Matt and I cleaned out and turned over a lot of the beds earlier, several weeks ago. In fact, we had done that one, and then you see the weeds. That's how fast they grow in spring of the year. So, but it's real therapeutic, and this time of the year, the garden is so orderly and nice, so it's almost like you're just fixing up your little house, and each season of the garden has a different feel. So that's the feel right now. It's like I guess if you're an artist, like a blank canvas, and you're just thinking about all of it. By August or July even, it's just an overabundance, and it's like, oh my goodness, I planted too much, or how will I ever take care of this? You know, different feelings. But the spring garden is extremely hopeful to me, and really nice to go around and do little chores here and a little chore there, and especially nice when you think about reaping the benefit. Those strawberries, I hope, I may not have strawberries this year, but I hope I'll have strawberries in the future. The blackberries, I hope the same for them. So it's nice to do that and plan, thinking about the future. That's nice too, but nice to kind of do some housekeeping and straighten out and add that layer of compost and know you're ready when warm weather gets here. You'll be ready to go. I'm always glad when you stop by to help me celebrate Appalachia, and I hope you'll keep doing that all summer. Making a garden and enjoying the great outdoors is really part and parcel for the Appalachian culture. Wind feels nice.